Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel, Stella in Singapore. So today's video is again about the living expenses in Singapore. I hope you guys remember that last 4 months I have recorded a video about the living expense in Singapore as a student perspective. However, it has changed a lot regarding to the rent, also the food price. So all of these have changes. So I have an idea of creating this new video about the living expense in Singapore, so you guys can explore how much you have to prepare for a month before you come to Singapore for the further study. I'm going to purposely create this video in the same flow as the previous one, and I will also insert the previous part of the video so you can see the difference between the prices in the previous video and the now. So let's start off with the rent, the accommodation. So for most of us, the students will rent a house with a roommate. So I will start off with the price renting with a roommate now. So it should be around at least $650 to $750 per month with a roommate. Some of the houses will also ask you to give the PUB. That will cost around $30 to $50 depending on how much you use the electricity or the water. Not only you, it may be the whole house, and then they divide. For example, the PUB is around 300. The whole house has 6 people, then each person have to give the $50. So if, for example, the accommodation fees is $650 per person, then plus 50, so your charges will be the $700 per month now for living together with your roommate. If you're a person going to live alone in a room, that is a single person in a single room, the rent is super high compared to the previous video. For now, the price is already above $1,000. If I'm not wrong, for some houses they already charge above $1,200 for one person in one room. So it's very much high. So why I say it's very much high, because assuming that most of you guys are going to come for the polytechnics, and as a fresh graduate of the polytechnic, the salary is just around $2,500 per month. If you're in some of the major debt and loss of money, at most will be around $3,000 if I'm not wrong. So about 1/3 of the money is going to the rent, so the charges is very much high. So you will save only a bit amount of the money, so just think about that. If you're going to rent the whole house because you have a very large group of friends, I assume that the price will be above $3,500. And stay the dorm is the cheapest option for your guys. If I'm not wrong, the RP and then the SB has the dorm. So for that, you have to email your own all respective schools to know more about in details. So they will reply in details, and you can request for the dorm. Some of the students who are going to come for the 2023 Polytechnic intake, they're likely to come at the end of this month, and come and ask me that we have 3 friends and we're going to rent a room. For that situation, I would like to recommend the master bathroom, because the master bathroom includes both the toilet and then the bathroom in the same room, so you don't have to use so much time for your preparation to your school. If you are going to rent the common room, I would say the common room in Singapore is quite small for 3 people. 2 people is enough for this room. And so in addition, assuming that this house has a 2 common room, this room have 3 students and this room have 2 students, total 5 students are going to use the common bathroom and then the toilet. So it will take so much time for you to wait for other roommates to complete their stuff. So you have to wake up so early, or maybe you guys were late to school. So think about that, and I recommend you to rent the master bedroom if you can find one. For the food expense, I'm not going to take the video for you guys. I'm not going to do the NTUC or the taking the film of the breakfast, lunch or the dinner. So I will briefly tell you about that. So in the previous video,
不要摘鹅，摘鹅，还有鱼柳吗？鱼柳啊，还没有好。
鱼柳还没有好，还要多10分钟。
好，那我拿这个。对。
要辣椒吗？
要。
有夜宵饭吗？
有。
来一份夜宵饭。
As you can see that in the previous video, the breakfast that I bought was $2.60, and for now, same portion, same dishes I bought, and it became $3.20. So it has increased to 60 cents. So you can see that is around 20% increase. So it's very much higher, and I would say there is a risk of inflation. Can see here. Not only this breakfast, other food in the NTUC also increased 20%, around 20%. Not all the food I would say, but most of them has increased a lot. So keep in mind about that as well. So for that, I will just give an example that I have remembered. Let's start. I bought an ice cream that is just $1 in the NTUC, the fair price that I have mentioned in the previous video. This is most of the supermarket that we use buying our grocery in Singapore. So for that ice cream, it's just $1, but for now it has become $1.20. So it has increased 20 cents for this ice cream. For the transportation fees, I would say my student card is stay the same price for me. So as I mentioned in the previous video, if you're going for the one station, it's around 44 cents or 45 cents. If you're going to the longer distance, it will be at most 64 cents per one direction. So it's stay the same. All of these has increased because of the increase in our GST. So in 2022, the GST was only 7%. For now, it has become the 8%. So there is only 1% increase in our taxes. However, all the food charges and the rent has increased dramatically, as you can see that. And I would say that in the upcoming year 2024, the tax will be 8% to the 9%. So one more percent will increase, and so you can assume that there will be more increase in our rent, our food. So you can expect the increase in charges as the time goes by. So as the price increases, you guys will ask me, how about the part-time job? The salary has increased or not? For my observation, right, for most of the stores, the salary has remained the same. So as in the previous video I have mentioned, the utmost income that you can earn from the part-time job during your school time will be around 1,000. So your house, your parents need to support you guys during your studies as well, because the rent, you cannot cover the rent at all with your part-time job. So you can cover your food is if I'm not wrong. Maybe you don't eat the restaurant every time, then you can afford that. For the renting house, if you can work every day, then likely to be okay, but I would say your parents need to support you, because you have to study for that as well, study for your lessons, your module as well. So this is all about that, and it's a pretty short video to update about the living expenses in Singapore. So I hope that this video somehow help you know more about the Singapore living expenses, and help you calculate how much you need to bring for your living expense in Singapore per month when you are going for the polytechnic studies or whatever studies. So I hope this video will be helpful, and remember to like and subscribe my channel. Bye bye, see you guys in next video again.